What's up, everybody? Here in Dallas, about to train with Dan Inosanto, um, notable and legendary Bruce Lee student. I've wanted to train with him forever, and this is the first time that I have got to do so. So drove up here, staying around the Fort Worth area. We're training the next 2 days from 10 until 4. And he's covering like the whole gambit of things he teaches, from Filipino martial arts like the stick and knife, and also the JKD concepts. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm just putting together a couple of little clips before, during, and after the training, kind of make a training vlog for everyone. So, let you know how it goes. All right, I just rolled up to the venue here, about to go in. I see a lot of people in sweatpants with collie sticks, which tells me I've come to the right place. All right, what's up, everybody? So day one of the Inosanto camp is in the books, and it was awesome. Really, like from that first day, it was exactly what I was hoping it would be, like why I came. I've always done kickboxing, always had an interest in Muay Thai, and the whole first segment was just the Jun Fan JKD kickboxing, 5-count combinations, some great details, stuff that, we work on in our gym on that side of things, but just like a cool perspective. And then he did a trapping segment, and then we did trapping with the combinations on the mitts. We're just partner drills, right? So that was really, really awesome. Just a shadow boxing warm up, and then then we went on into some Filipino empty hand stuff. They call it gunting. It's like a scissor sort of block, and two little inside trip takedown. It's like a really cool self-defense sequence. And after that, we took a break for lunch, and then we went into double sticks. And I'm gonna tell you that I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it again. Like I've thought about it several times since, and it was like it was just hard to focus. But I mean, I don't know, I would say at least 150 people there. I tried to count a couple of times, and there were so many people, and it's a big gymnasium, I couldn't. But we were doing double sticks, and when everybody started hitting their sticks together, the sound of that many sticks hitting, like I've never been in a room where that was going on. Like I've been in a room where there might be absolutely max 20 people hitting sticks, so you got 40 sticks or less. This would have been like, let's say 400 sticks clacking together. It was just, it was truly amazing. So awesome time. I took some great notes, kind of been sitting here typing them up this morning. One thing that was really cool is that Inosanto had all of these cool diagrams that he had like a stand with a large like notepad on it, and had all sorts of cool illustrations about the angles and different things like that. So that was really, really neat. And like I said, I got several good pages of notes, and it was just a really good, really, really good event. And I'm looking forward to day 2. I'm just about to head over there right now. So I'll do one more little follow-up with you guys and let you know how it goes. So I failed to complete my Dan Inosanto training vlog 1.0 So this is going to just end up being a big, long Dan Inosanto training vlog 1.0 meets 2.0, because while I did not complete the 1.0 vlog, just like is about as soon as that camp was over, there was a Tulsa camp that I found out about, which is like way closer to me. Signed up for that immediately. So this is like 6 weeks between, maybe less. So first camp was in Dallas. Now I'm here outside of Relentless Martial Arts in Tulsa this time. So my students came with me, and I'm just super pumped to be able to chase some of these legends and heroes down and get to train with them while they're still here. This guy's 87 years old. I'm here to recap my training experiences with Dan Inosanto. So, last clip, I actually squeezed in a second training session with him. So I'm just going to kind of, within a 2-month spurt, I had trained with him twice, which is awesome because I've never trained with him. He had a period where he just wasn't doing a lot of seminars. I had a chance, I think it was 2018 or something. He had come to Texas that I'd known about. And when I was coming up competing in jiu-jitsu, I missed several of his seminars because I was registered for a competition or something. He comes to Tulsa, pretty often since I've been involved, actually. But every time in the past, it's it never worked out. And I'm to the point now where it's I'm going to make it a point to go train with the people that are basically my martial arts heroes. And, Dan Inosanto is somebody that, and I've watched that guy in his videos essentially the whole time I've done martial arts. I remember when I was just getting into coaching and starting to teach martial arts, that one of my instructors gave me the Tao Jeet Kune Do, which, for all intents and purposes, the way I understand it, Dan Inosanto is who put that whole book together, essentially. Yeah, it's based off of Bruce Lee's information, but it was definitely a bucket list experience, both of them. I kind of compared the two of them. The first one, the second one were different, while there were a lot of similarities. Some of the same combos were shown, so I took really detailed notes of both. And there were some places where they diverged. There was places where it was totally different. And that was awesome, because the places where it's totally different, it was almost like he was adding on to what he had taught at the last camp. Which, that was, and I could kind of, there's a lot of his people that were instructors from his organization there that he's having show the techniques, different ones. And it was the same thing he did at both events, right? But that was, I think, the reason that, he's kind of adding to it was so they could continue their education, basically. Hey, yeah, I saw what you did last time, and here's the, next couple of parts of that. But there were definitely some places where he showed things that he didn't show at all last time. And man, it was really cool. It was worth my time. Like any camp, it's 12 hours in 2 days. And I did leave a little early the second day after the lunch, so missed out on about an hour and a half. But thing is, any camp like that can be overwhelming, right? I'm been doing martial arts my entire adult life. I do it every day. I do it for a living. I'm actually super familiar with Dan Inosanto's body of work. I have whole videos, instructional series from him from the 80s, the 90s, all the way up to recent stuff he's put out, right? Have bought that stuff and collected it over the years. And then too, the people that have trained with him, like Eric Paulson, the people that are Yuri Nakamura, the people that are his demo partners in those videos, Greg Nelson, that went on to kind of start their own incredible organizations, is notable. But even being super familiar with a lot of his content, there was still tons of nuance, tons of things I picked up just being there, seeing it in person, that you can't get everything off the video. And and there'd be things that because I'd seen the videos, I was picking up on it really well.
Both times the stick training was really cool, single and double stick, and what I really liked about this time, and I've only heard about this, the first time the sticks were clacking together, and it was like 400 people, or 400 sticks, rather, 200 people there is big. The first one was way bigger. Second one was at somebody's gym. The first one was like at a college, like inside of a gymnasium at a college. It's just like really like a large space. But this time we were crowded in a little bit closer, right? Everybody was on like two different big mats in this sort of upstairs gym space. But when the sticks were all hitting together, and there again, there wasn't 200 people, but I did not notice this the first one. You could like smell like almost like a match being struck, right? It wasn't like that same exact smell, but you could, it smelled like something was burning, right? You could, and it's from all those sticks hitting together over and over again, right? So really cool. Special experience. A couple of my students went to this one. I didn't, none of our students were able to go to the one in Dallas. Went to that one solo. So it was nice having some people there. And then to a martial artist that's and a friend of mine that is gone and trained with me at things like this a couple of times. Mr. Roland, he is a orthopedic surgeon. He's 76 years old. And he was my demo partner. So he's a 6th degree in judo, and it's an amazing martial artist. He studied tons of Wing Chun and just is an amazing martial artist, well-rounded. But he went with me, and that was always be kind of a special memory, right? And he had gone and trained with another JKD guy, the Inosanto instructor, Mark McFan, with me one time too. So that was definitely sort of the, high point of the camp was having him there. But yeah, that was, Tulsa's just about a 2.5 hour drive away. That drive to Dallas is significantly longer, closer to 6. So, after you do like a 10, 12 hours of training across 2 days, and then you got the long drive. So Tulsa was much more enjoyable in that regard. But outside of that, it was a lot of information. With the stick stuff, I've got a fair amount of experience. I mean, over the years, like I don't do it every day or even week in, week out, but a fair amount of experience when it comes to Kali, Eskrima, just single and double stick, right? And this happened last time. We got a little bit through the first one, and I got about 75% in. I was like, okay, I'm off now, right? It's kind of happened with the trapping on the first one. The trapping on this one, I had it down. Like I did a little bit of studying afterwards. I was like, okay, I got this. Because again, like the JKD kickboxing, the trapping, I'm very familiar with that body of work, and the Kali too. But man, they went to some advanced stuff. He had more props at the first seminar, right? Some pictures here I'll throw in, but he had visual aids, and that's one thing I really dug about this seminar is that he had brought these things with him to kind of show to people, and that was beneficial in learning. I got some photos while I was there. But man, there was times where he showed things like at both camps, but then he showed some new stuff, and that was the place where I kind of got lost a little bit. Was on the double stick, but again, it's not like a class I have at my academy or training that I do every single day. I'm interested in it, I enjoy it, but I wasn't just devastated. I definitely connected more of the dots on the striking. He was showing more of what he was referring to as Burmese and Cambodian boxing, more Thai boxing this time too. So, and he just kind of packages everything and calls it like East Asian martial arts. And I thought that was another cool thing about it. But, overall, really good training experience. The guy's 87, and to still be teaching and training and being with your students, being on the mat at that age is phenomenal, right? I hope that is my reality as well. You could tell Between, I would say the first one, he was like, started off, was like, man, I'm not 100%. My knees kind of messed up, but he was blowing my mind with his speed and with his precision and just some of the things he was showing at that first event. Then at the second event, I would say, he was having some problems with one of his feet, and just, you know, 87 years old, and he does martial arts for a living. So he's having some more health complications, but he still just brought incredible energy with him. It was awesome and inspiring being on the mat with that guy. Really like sort of a dream come true type of a deal. And that's been, this year for me has been about, again, chasing out a lot of the heroes of my martial arts life. I've got been fortunate to train Tixon Gracie, and we'll do a vlog about that here soon. No negative feedback about the seminars at the camp or Inosanto himself whatsoever. Just is just a little information overload. I will say this, and this is kind of odd, and like I feel like the first event was at this gymnasium and it wasn't at someone's gym. That was a big difference, right? So, and at the gymnasium before, and I put some of these photos from both of these trainings throughout, right? Like, I'm a historian, I document, I gather, photographs, right? So, that college, public, out in public, they still, and I understand this too. I mean, the guy was in Enter the Dragon and stuff. Like, to the people that were there, he was a big deal. To me, he's a big deal. I drove to Dallas to hang out with him. But, man, his handlers, which are, I guess like martial arts school owners. I know one of them's over 50 years old. But just like the way that they kind of set the precedent on, we're not doing any single pictures. Do not talk to him unless you were with a group. He is not, and I get that. I get all that, actually. Like, the dude doesn't want to get mobbed. I get that. He probably has been mobbed. That's probably why it is that way. But I think that the way that message is communicated is important, and I think that there's some really tone-deaf people communicating that message. First camp, I trained with a guy. I saw him there at this camp. Super good dude, super nice guy, Hugo. And saw him there at this camp too. The people that were there were super nice for the most part, but at this second camp, we got there, I think, probably 30 minutes before we were out there. I wasn't even on the mat, but took this picture right here, and I was snapping a few shots before the training. So again, I already know from this Dallas training that they don't want pictures of their guru taken on, so like, okay, I'm not taking any pictures. But I will say, like, me and this other dude, like, we took tons of pictures of the props, like the fold outs and some of the other pictures I've already put. Nobody said anything at this Dallas camp. But again, this other camp's up somebody's gym, which I met this dude at Dallas, and he seemed like a nice guy. And I'm like, man, maybe I should even go up and work with this dude. And again, the only time I'm taking pictures is or video is, I recently went to a Pedro Sauer seminar and took one of my students with me, and he's like, man, we should ask him if we can film. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to do that, right? It's like, Pedro Sauer's a coral belt. Like, obviously he's going to say no. And we go in, he's shaking his hand. He comes over to talk to a super nice guy. And Joel's like, hey, can we film, please? And he's like, yes, you can. Just, don't put it on YouTube, etc. Or whatever. He's like, send it to me and I'll put it out on my member site. He's like, that would be great. And it's cool, and it's like, we're trying to film it for our posterity, right? If I took a picture of Dan Inosanto at a seminar before the training, I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to be able to look back on that memory someday, guys, honestly. But so I snapped a couple of shots of the mat, included all those here, like the only pictures I took other than with the students, right? So with our students we took from my academy, Mr. Rowland. But so, I snapped these photos, and this guy like walks up to me and was like, no, dude, you cannot take pictures. And I was just like, okay, I kind of get that. Like, during the training, I'm like, I'm just taking a couple of shots here, just for memories, for posterity's sake or whatever. And he's like, no, you can't do that. Like, super rude about it. And I was just like, okay, man, no problem. And something similar, that one other time has happened to me, and it was pictures that time too. It wasn't even video. And it was during a seminar. I'd been doing it all day. Like, I knew we couldn't take video. But I had taken some pictures, right? And was just like, oh, cool, this dude's, Henry Aiken's getting choked right here by a guy holding his neck. I was like, I'm gonna snap a shot of that. And this is 3.5 hours in. Like, I did a vlog about that, right? But just the way the message came across, and I know the guy, and as far as I know, this guy is not an assistant at that gym, and it wasn't his gym. I know the other dude whose gym it was, just in passing. But I was, man, I just kind of like, wow, that is the most, sort of unwelcoming thing. Like, if you had somebody come in, it's like, I have a very large academy. We have over 400 members here, right? I'm not really trying to join that organization or anything, but I'm a part of different organizations, Superfoot, our Jiu-Jitsu, Team LDMA. So just like the message that sent was not welcoming, right? So that was that. And I kind of get it, but I think that should be communicated. And like right at the seminar starting, they're like, don't take pictures. But the way they were saying it then too, and this was like, and I get that, right? I get not taking pictures of video in the seminar more so than before, but all the same, fine. It's their gym, fine, right? 100%. That's not how we operate. You want to come here, take all the pictures you want. We have every member sign a waiver. Because if I haven't, like, we're going to have a seminar here soon, we're going to take a bunch of pictures of it. We're going to go on our social media. We're going to create a photo album. We're going to put all those pictures in that album. We might take some pictures from that event. And if that instructor ever comes back, use those pictures to market them, right? So that's that. It's just unfortunate that, I mean, the dude was super rude, whatever. I really don't care, right? I stayed and trained, but it just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. People can have different opinions on it. I kind of get it. I don't think that anyone there had any reasonable expectation to privacy. There's like all these different people from all these different places, but it's in somebody's gym, even though it's in a shopping mall or whatever. That's fine. That guy, it was his gym, was like, hey, right at the seminar starting, no pictures. But then again, he was super rude about it. And it's just like, dude, you're addressing a large group. You don't have to come across as mean to everyone. It was weird. And then, I hop on this dude's page and he's like putting all this motivational stuff up, like a video talking about, motivational things. And I'm like, dude, you don't seem nice. You were kind of nice to me in Dallas for a second. You came over and helped our group. And then every other time that you were talking or yelling or telling everyone to shut up or, don't look at Dan Inosanto without my permission, that's how it's coming across. Whatever. Again, to each their own. If you want to run the gym that way, that's awesome. I would never run my gym that way. But I get it too at the same time. So, no hard feelings, but probably won't go back to that particular location. That's that. So again, all in all, it was a positive experience, and I debated putting that little part in there at the end, so I don't want to seem overly negative about it, but at the same time, it did kind of leave a bad taste in my mouth, and I get it / don't get it. It's 2023, and I don't get the safeguarding of the secrets anymore. So that's that. That's my opinion. Appreciate all you guys for watching, and we'll keep posting some of these training vlogs. It's a great way to document our time on the mats. We'll see you later.